morning, guys. How you doing? Let's make sure I've got audio levels and everything is working this morning. Let me move the microphone in just a little bit. Is that any better for audio? Guys, we have today. This is long awaited for me because you know what? I flipped my credit card out and paid for this thing a long time ago. And it finally came the other day. Couple of things that I was a little bit shocked about is the size. It's actually a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. I literally thought that this thing was going to be substantially bigger than it is. And for that, I'll tell you what, man, pleasantly surprised. Currently, I've got this thing up on 40 meters. It is listening to 40 meters. And I know we've got so much to unpack here. I have, let's see, I'm going to turn, and I didn't put the, I need to put on Dstar 14 Charlie or 14 Alpha. We'll do that. We'll go link to reflector 14 Alpha, and I'll key it up, and maybe it'll work.
Open spot connected to REF14A Alpha.
Beautiful. So this is ready to go over here. We'll start getting in to the 705 right now. First of all, the big question. If you say Icom is overpriced, Chris, you just won the prize there for my first point. I have before you an Elecraft KX3. I bought this when they were brand new. I bought this when I was a brand spanking new ham. Didn't really understand QRP. Didn't understand the whole deal with it. My uncle, W7LQL, also a ham in Oregon, talked me into this beauty. And this is the Elecraft KX3, pretty fully configured here, minus a 2-meter module. I didn't feel the need to add another, I forget what it was, another $100 or $200 to add 2 meters to this. This radio, as configured here, right here, cost me, I think it was a little bit over $1,600. Don't quote me on the exact price because I've added things afterwards, other filters and stuff. So I think I'm into this for about $1,600, maybe $1,700 right here. This is $500 right here. This is the PX3, and this is what gives the KX3 this little screen right here, this waterfall. Go ahead and turn this one on here, turn that one on there, and there's no antenna hooked up. I have my mag loop is hooked up outside, and as you could see here, we have a noise level bouncing between S6 to S7 bouncing. And if I disconnect the antenna lead from here and come over here and connect it over here, same frequency, same everything. Now you could see we have we've got our spectrum analyzer here. We are bouncing between an S5 and an S6 on the meter over here. So As far as the receiver, same frequency. I have no preamps on either one of them, no attenuators. I have them set up about as exact as I can. So I am going to say a little bit more discrimination on the receiver side for the Elecraft, but that's to be expected because the Elecraft radio here, and let me come back to camera number 2. The Elecraft KX3 was rated for close to 6 years. I think it was rated the best receiver of any ham radio on the market by Shure, which does like independent laboratory tests. So I would expect that is still a world-class receiver. And when you're doing QRP, world-class is kind of a big thing. Let's go to the panel. 60 people on the stream, 18 thumbs up. S5 noise level, yes. Guys, if you've been following my channel at all over the past year, we've had a commercial dope grow spring up fairly close to here. These are not people that I want to go say, hey, I'm going to call the FCC on you, because that causes wars in the big world of dope growing. So let's go take a look here. The 705 vastly overpriced for 10 watts. 1300 is more than a new IC-7300 at 100 watts. Okay, Bill, let's take that apart. The IC-7300, and hell, you guys don't want to see my face, do you? You want to see this. The IC-7300 and the 705, the KX3, the Zyju 5105. Let me go grab that radio real quick. Stand by. And so here is my 5105. I'm running out of room here on the desk. These are all QRP radios. These are made for adventurers. None of these radios were designed to be a main desktop full power radio. That's not what these radios were designed for. The KX3, this was the first one of its class. This was the iPhone, the original iPhone of QRP ham radios. That was a full featured radio in a box. 5 watts. 5 watts there. I can turn it up to 10 watts, maybe 15 watts when it's plugged in to an external power source. Unplug the PX3, and you lose your spectrum analyzer. The X5105 comes in at a different price point. These are sub $1,000 radios, and you can hear it in the results. Let me turn this on. Let me see if I can't get this. Let me see if I can't get this down to 40 meters. Maybe. You're gonna do this to me again. So here's one of the deals. When the battery gets low on this, sometimes nothing works. Let me unlock it. Let me do the lock again. There we go. Okay, so 7 and... Come on. Here we go. Ah, come on. So it does. It's doing some. There we go. So it doesn't want to. Yeah, because I didn't charge the battery. The battery's going to die here. It's not letting me do all the functions that I want to do. I can't move that. So I would have to plug that in. Okay. Anyway, the receivers on the Chinese radios are nowhere near this. Guys, let me remind you. This has been the premier mountaintop radio, QRP, taking it with you in a backpack for 10 years now. This is it. This, I think, is, see, battery just cooked. This one, brand new on the market. People are just now getting them. Mine came 2 days ago. Very interesting thing here. Let me do this. Okay, so now I've unplugged that. I have a 5-watt dummy load here. I'm going to plug it into the in there, and now just like that, I'm on my hotspot, and we're on, let's see, K6UDA on 14 alpha. Yep. So that automatically just went over to 14 alpha. I'll turn this one off for the moment. Lots and lots of versatility with this radio. If I go back into, and I want to know what you guys want, so I'm just going to go really quick. We're in lower sideband here. Tuning this thing up, tuning up an antenna on this is super, super easy. What I've been doing is tuning my mag loop, and the mag loop's outside, so it's not getting a bunch of crap in here. But I turn the knob until I get maximum noise up here. Then I put this into AM mode. I key the radio, and as you can see, whoop, it's on a dummy load, so it doesn't care. Let's do this. Because I've tuned the antenna for both of these radios on AM 0 SWR, and that's what I have that set to. So on single sideband, I don't know if anybody's fairly close to me and wants to try me on 7.215. Go ahead. K6UDA on 7.215 testing. So I've tuned out all the SWR at the antenna. All gone. So what is coming out of here is, say I've got it at 50%. Let's turn it up to 100%. Now I'm at 10 watts because I've got external power here plugged in so you guys can see what's going on. K6UDA, 10 watts, testing on 40 meters. Anybody copy? So you can now see what is going on with the radio. It is drawing 0.40 amps right now. Very, very little. 5.2 watts. And that's because it's plugged in there. The source is 13 volts. So anyway, it is sipping the power. Let's go back to camera number 2 here. and see what everybody's doing. 77 people on the stream, 33 thumbs up. Let's go take a look. Good morning. Let's see. I am looking. Raymond, hello from Northern California. Raymond, if you're still in there, thanks for joining. Bill N., I suggest buying a 100-watt rig. I have a Yaesu 817 and all the time I can hear, but cannot reach out and touch. Okay. This is why, Bill, a lot of guys, and yes, you gotta have the cash. You're either going to take a radio like this, like one of these radios, and you're going to add an amp to it to bring it up to 100 watts and give you the versatility of being that all-around radio. And what I love about that is, and I've been using the KX3 for so many years in that configuration with, let me go get it. With my Elecraft 100-watt amp. And I know this is, my desk is just full. Hang on. Let's come up to here. Oh, man. Focus. Okay. Elecraft 100-watt amp. Multiple, I could hook up 2 antennas to this. It's, you got to externally power it. I can right there make up a plug, and I'm going to be making up a plug very soon that goes from here to the plug on the side here. That'll go in right in there for an amp, ALC. So that will control this amplifier. And we'll see how that all works. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is, like me, I have different HF rigs for different applications. Remember, I have a little bit more expendable, I call it expendable income, or I did, because I used to drag race, and I used to drag race semi-professionally. And when I quit drag racing, I suddenly had an extra $25,000 a year in my pocket, which meant I could afford to buy, when I got into ham radio, I could afford to buy ham radio. So, now, don't have a whole lot of money now because we're fixing the house. We're doing all kinds of stuff here. But anyway, I've got the Elecraft set up here. Several $1,000s to get into a quality HF rig. Which brings us back to multifunction. The Elecraft radio paired with the amp has been the mainstay in my motorhome for close to 10 years. It's gone through actually 3 motorhomes and a lot of different configurations. This thing has been out to field day many times with the 100-watt amp. I am really looking forward to seeing what this is going to do paired with the 100-watt amp. By the way, the amp has the built-in tuner, so hence I don't need a tuner on this. Now, when I take this with me, now here's the thing. This is another thing I wanted to really kind of talk about today, is the size of this thing. They have exactly the same footprint. So if you thought that this one, and I thought that this one was going to be so much bigger, they're exactly the same size. The 705 is sticking up a little bit more, but when I put my dust cover on my KX3, they are exactly the same height. The knobs do stick up a little bit more, but we have a lot more going on over here. For me to get to the batteries on my KX3, I'm going to go ahead and shut that off. Shut that off. For me to get to the batteries on my KX3, there's a battery pack inside that I don't keep loaded. I have to unscrew everything from the back and pull the back panel off. Everything is internal. It takes time. For me to change the battery on this is a matter of, and I don't even need the battery on to run it off of power. Lordy. So, I could do that. I can, it has that second menu, the DV menu. I could put up meters on here. I could do the mini scope with the meters. I can do audio. It does everything that the 7300 does. I don't have a 9700 to compare it to. It does CW. I could change this easily to CW and use my finger key. I have that turned way, way down. So I could do all of that. Let's see what I have. Yep, I've got it plugged into the antenna. That's good. Here's another thing. Very cool. I could go in and I could set up this microphone and I could use these as paddles. So I don't need to have another key. I could, if I'm proficient at CW, and man, I can't even make it really work, but so this is set up in the radio as a straight key. I have it programmed, but I can make it paddles so I can do dits and DAWs right from there. Very, very cool. I'm going to go back and also looking for any call-ins. Anybody want to call in? Let's go look for GE Bob from GI Land. Let's go see. Oh, look at this. We have from Steve, KO4AFL. Thank you. Looking for the 7100. Where's the best place to get one? 7100. I think you could get them from like HRO, Gigaparts, R&L Electronics, any of the, what is it? Oh God, they're really good. Good prices. Main Trading Supply, MTC. You could get them there. Very, and they're now down to about, I think, $750. I imagine, well, I don't know. Have I tried the 705 and the Elecraft amp yet? From Kevin. No. Kevin, I have to make up a cable that goes from this RCA looking jack here, the PA key. That's for doing the external or doing a non-Elecraft radio to the amp. So I've got to make that up. It's got to be I think it's an 1/8 inch or quarter inch or 1/8 inch jack to that RCA type. And I have a buddy, AK60K Jeff, who said he's going to make up that cable for me, because I'm just not smart enough to make up the freaking cable, but he is. Let's see. For the cost, for what the amp cost, you can buy a good 100-watt rig. Makes no sense. Okay. And you know what? Tango Oscar Mike. If it makes no sense to you, it makes no sense to you. If you're operating in your house and in your backyard, and that's where you operate, that's fine. And if maybe you take it out and stick it on a table at a park, and you could bring a big battery with you, or hook it up to some kind of a power supply, then you're right. A QRP rig means it is not going to be of value to you. I, on the other hand, go to the beach when I go on a scuba diving trip. We travel, wherever. We travel to Belize or Hawaii or any number of places to go scuba diving. I love to operate when I'm scuba diving, and I can't take a 100-watt rig with me. Just can't do it. I need to have some kind of an extra power supply to bring. I don't need with either one of these two. Either one of these two, I think I've got a world-class rig. And I don't have to take a power supply with me. Literally, this one I had to bring some kind of a battery charger, some kind of a cable to plug it in and charge the batteries up. This one I can either do that with the supplied cable that I have hooked up, or, and this is the cool part, do you have a spare mini USB cable or micro USB? Plug it into the micro USB cable right here, and let's see, plug that in right there. I'm going to show you something that's kind of cool. Plug that in, unplug that, and I'll show you. Turn that off. It's charging. The charge light is on. I can unplug it from here, and the charge light goes off. So, big deal to me as a traveler. This takes up very little room in my suitcase or my bag. It allows me to go do what I want to do, operate where I want to operate. I'm going to get one of those little, there's a little Comet antenna. A couple of other guys have reviewed them. Basically plugs into the side and it just sticks up and it'll go 40 through 10. I'm going to get one of those. But this radio paired with my open spot over here gives me, anywhere I am in the world right now, I can get on Dstar, talk to my friends at home, which to me is a very important part of ham radio. That's part of my ham radio experience. So, if it doesn't make sense to you, if a QRP rig, now the other things that I do, I occasionally, and I'm not going to say I'm a big soda guy because I'm fat and out of shape, and and hiking up those mountains kind of sucks. But if I took the Jeep and I go up and I walk up the last 100 yards or whatever, and if I could get to a place where I do that, that's one thing. I do like to take the Jeep and go off and go overlanding. I do like my my motorhome experience, and to pair this, and I don't know why we keep talking about the same things, but to pair my 100-watt amp with this radio gives me a 100-watt radio that is now 100 watts on HF, and portable. I could do 2 meters. I can actually do, let's get out of here. Let's go to, I'm put my glasses on. This is something cool. If you haven't tried it, go to 2 meters, and it defaults to FM here. But you don't have to go on FM. You can do 2 meter sideband. How cool is that? The antenna is not tuned for it, but I can transmit. Yep, you see, SWR's through the roof because it doesn't, the antenna, I've got it on a chameleon loop right now, but 2 meter sideband right there. 2 meter CW. Isn't that cool? And I don't have the break-in programmed in. So it's kind of an all mode plus Dstar. Oh, didn't show you that. Let's do that real quick. Let's go to DV. So here we are. I could spin the dial here, unlock it. I could spin the dial 144. I can go anywhere I want in DV and do that. I can come here. Let's go back to 40 meters. And if I want to go Dstar on 40 meters, K6UDA on 40 meters, Dstar. Boom. Perfect tune. And I'm on Dstar. How freaking cool is that? Lot of options there. Add this 100 watts, and you've got a lot of radio. Lots of radio. Waiting for mine. Keith is waiting. So anyway, that's it. Will that amp work with the 705? Wisconsin Dan. We will see. I'm going to make up the cable. We're going to make up the cable, or Jeff is going to make a cable up for me, and we will see. I suspect there's going to be more than one video. I'm going to do a proper video of this, introduction video. But I think that this thing is so cool, has so much potential on here. 705 is fully worth every penny. From Ethan, fully worth every penny to someone who understands what it is for and its purpose. Even so, it will likely drop in price within a year like a 7300 did. Yeah, I mean, understand this. Every manufacturer comes out with these radios, and when they hit, they have their MSRP. This cost me almost $700 the day it was introduced, and I got one of the very first ones. I paid full boat retail, which was almost $700. You can now pick these up for, I think, about, well, sometimes when they go on sale, I think I've seen them for $4.99, so under $500 now. Let's see. Let's go back. Going to set that frequency. How are you going to set the frequency on the amp? What I'm going to do on the amp itself is I'm going to set the mode. I'll set the tuner, and it will. It should auto sense. It should auto sense the RF and figure out what band it's on. And let's decline that, Cole. I put my phone on silent, and it comes across on my freaking computer. Isn't that wonderful? That's beautiful. Thank you, Apple. Let's see. Let's see. Does it have a selector switch for the band? Yeah, it does have a selector. The amp itself does not. SWR. No, the amp does not have a selector switch for the band. So I don't know. Don't know, Dawn. That remains to be seen. There is no runner. They say, okay, no tuner from Icom. They say use the MAT 100. There's somebody's making a little tuner for this radio. You can buy one if you want, and that's perfectly okay. I've got a little LDG tuner that if I am somewhere where I can start hooking extra crap up to the radio, definitely I would do that, especially if I'm using an external amp like this one or Hard Rock. Somebody's going to figure this out. I know Josh spent an hour or so on the air last week trying his. It just is what it is. Let's see, 7100. The price is gigantic parts. 7100 mobile from Mary. Yeah, I have a 7100. I'm actually, guys, I am thinking of giving that one away to somebody here on the channel when I hit like 50,000 subscribers. So it'll be a little ways. I'll put something else. Yeah, there is actually, Icom actually did announce it's kind of like a little matchbook size tuner, the AH705. Oh, look at that. We have another winner. Thank you, Wisconsin Dan. 705 and an amp or a 7100 for mobile. Other than price, you know what? The 7100 does the same type of thing that the 705 does. What the 7100 does not have is all the cool SDR stuff that we haven't even started to talk about yet. And all the cool new technology that we haven't even started in addition to this beautiful display that I will pop up right here. The beautiful M scope. Nope, I want my big scope here. My big scope and my small, yeah, whatever. Oh, also airband. So for those of you that like to listen to aircraft, already in there. FM radio. And I got to get that off. Gene. Okay, so you can go in. There's a lot of stuff that we can do here with this radio. Not to mention, this has built-in GPS, where the 7100 you have to put an external GPS on. This has Bluetooth and its own internal Wi-Fi, so this can become the Wi-Fi hub for things like, and I don't have an Android phone yet. I'm going to buy some kind of an Android device because, I don't know, Apple. Yay, Apple. So let's try to focus this a little bit better here. Is that good? Good focus? Yep. So right now drawing way less, about just a little more than a third of an amp. Very, very low draw. And then we'll see when I leave this alone, that screen will blank out after a few minutes. So I'm going to put this over here and we'll let that sit and we'll see what it does in a few minutes. 705H 705 is about $40. So that tuner is going to be ultra cheap. Very cool. I mean, I might actually even buy one at that kind of a price. Let's go back to camera number 2. But it's not real radio. Yeah, well, hey, Ethan, no, it's not. I'm not doing real radio right now. Actually, let me put a dummy load on it. And if I put my dummy load on Dstar, and any one of you wants to get on Reflector 14 Alpha, and we'll just see. We'll just demonstrate how much this isn't real radio. I don't know. Let's see. And let's see. A sense of accomplishments is also a sense of accomplishment when you get a good. Yeah. Here's the other thing. I have on this radio over here on the. Let me get this out of the way. On the Illicraft, I have worked entire contests on this radio at 5 watts just to do it. Just to say, you know what? I worked the entire California QSO party or one of the little ARRL sprints at 5 watts. I've made tons of contacts. Guys, remember, it's all in the antenna. It's all in the antenna, not the radio. Come back up here. My buddy Monzi, my camping buddy, who understands exactly how we go camping, how we operate in the middle of the desert. So yeah. And honestly, even when I took my 7300 out into the middle of the desert, it would sit in my motorhome. It would sit on the little table in my motorhome, and that's where it would live. We would go outside. We would go camp and go up to the top of a mountain with a little portable antenna, and we would take the KX3 with no PX3 alongside of it. And that's how we would operate. Let's see. Are these being shipped in the U.S.? From Frank. Yes, Frank. They are being shipped in the U.S. now. I just got mine the other night and got a few things programmed in my hotspot as a DV repeater. So I have full function of all the DV repeater functions on here. And I got on 30 Charlie and put it out there that I was on the 705, and it's in my little message. And lo and behold, there was a guy from Southern California also on his 705. So we've had 705 to 705 QSOs going on. Let's see. So yes, you could go ahead and order one right now. Don't know if the first batch of them have been sold out. From Wisconsin, Dan again. Latest from HRO is more shipping by the end of October or beginning of November. So, let's see. You're about a month away from the second batch of them getting here. Any store have them to order in the States yet? Yes. Like I said, everybody's got them. I know DX Engineering's got them. I think they do. Gigaparts has them. HRO has them, or had them. They might have all shipped out. MTC, I believe, has got some. From Josh, try a demo of Dstar HF, and I did. Unless somebody's close by with another radio on Dstar HF, remember my antenna is a mag loop that's tuned. I don't have one of my big antennas hooked up to this thing, so it's literally 10 watts on a mag loop. But I did show you guys that it does work. Josh, we'll go right back out there to 7215 and we'll hook up the antenna again, and keep an eye on this. We're in DV mode, so we're putting out a Dstar signal, K6 UDA, on digital voice, 40 meters. So there you go. I just put out a digital signal. I'm going to go back over to here in case anybody wants to call in. I'm going to put my dummy load back on here, and for James, yep, this works fantastic. I think I already went through it, but we'll go to CW and so anyway, lots of cool stuff there. Very, very easy to move around. Not 705 related. From James, would I like to review the Ziptenna multi-band counterpoint? Yes, I was actually going to call you, my friend. That would be awesome. Let's see. How do you enter repeater offsets and PL tones? Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go to let's go to 145 oh, come on. 4.3, which is my come on. Let me lock it down. Oh, hang on here. Let's go into the menu and go to 1 AGC preamp. 2, nope, so it's not in there. So the quick menu, voltage, group, meter. It's got to be in here. Hang on. Go to FM. Now our functions should change. Nope, they did not. Quick menu maybe will change. Group select, group range, meter, GPS, home channel. There is a way to do it. Trust me. Speed marker. We'll go to here. Well, let me come here. I'll show you. K6UDA. It's on a dummy load, so it's not. Yeah, on a dummy load. K6UDA testing and end test. Okay, well, remember guys, I'm on a dummy load here. I forgot. So, oh, right here. Touch it. Touch. I could do split, memo, enter. And yeah, it's already set up for the duplex. I could program in. I just got the radio. I don't know, but you can. You can do repeater offsets, tones, everything else. It is in there. Ordered K3 RRR. He ordered his 705 in August. Waiting. Yep. So it could come in any time. Anytime there, Bob. Dibs on the 7100 from my buddy Orson. Let's see. Bubba Warbucks. Will it monitor weather channels? Yes, I did see that in there. Lordy. Exit, quick, menus, my function buttons, preamp, noise reduction. You know, one thing about... here's more stuff here. And scan message pad. Yes, it will do weather. I had it in here. I thought, oh yeah, weather channel. There's weather 1. Take the lock off. Weather 1, 2. Yeah, there's all the weather channels there. Remember, dummy load here. So let me hook up another antenna. We'll see if it can even receive that stuff. And I think, what is weather in AM?
To the west to northwest facing beaches, including but not limited to.
There it is. So it will do weather. And we'll go back here in case somebody wants to jump on. Let's see. Received yesterday from them, purchased several months ago. Yeah, that's the same thing, everybody. I forked up my money months ago on this thing. Let's see, from Wayne, give him hell. Life's too short for QRP. You know what? I hear that all the time, but I like the challenge. You know, I can fire up the K3. I could fire up 500 watt amp, and I can break through a lot of pileups, and I can get out and have a good time with that. But I sometimes like another challenge, and sometimes I like to hike up the side of a mountain or put this thing in a saddlebag on my motorcycle with a little piece of wire and go camping. I'm not doing that with a 7300. I'm not doing that with my 7100 because then I need to bring some kind of an extra power supply, more weight. I could do it all with that right there. I could bring extra little batteries with me, and I can charge up the battery from the USB port connected to my motorcycle while I ride if I want to do that. always remember, from Redline, always remember, guys, if you bought a $5,000 radio, but you are using a $10 antenna, you have a $10 radio. Well, not quite, but close. Yes, it's all in the antenna. And all of these little QRP or portable antennas, remember, guys, are a compromise. There is no substitute for a half wavelength or a full wavelength antenna on whatever band you happen to be working. Can I get a measurement of the 705 length, width, and depth? I have a bag that it fits in. Yeah, you know that. And Andy, give me a second. Let me go find a tape. Let me go find a tape measure. Okay. And we're back. We're back. And let's see. Where else? Yep. Okay. So we are at 8 inches across by 3 3.25 inches high, and we'll put it on its side here to the back, 3 inches. So those are your measurements. Remember, say if you've got a KX3, it's the same width, it's exactly the same height. With my WinCamp protectors on here, they're almost the same as far as depth. That's straight across, straight down. Let's see. K6EDA on 14 alpha. Anybody around on 14 alpha?
Open spot connected
Oop.
to REF14 alpha.
Okay, so here's the other thing. You could take the tuning knob here and just move it to whatever you want to do. Link, use. So it's very, very easy to move through there. I can echo test it. K6EDA testing on echo. And then I can very easily move it back to use reflector. K6EDA on 14 alpha. Anybody want to have a quick QSO on 14 alpha? And I'm going to put the dummy load back on here. So, there's the measurements of it. By the way, fairly certain Chinese 100-watt amp will work with the 705. It uses RF sensing from Dawn. Yeah. That very well could be, and really all you need to do is be a smart guy that can make up the cable that goes between this radio and whatever amp you're going to use. I'm going to put that over there. Here's another thing I just wanted to share with you guys. KX3 705, same form factor here. But if I want to have my my PX3 along with it, I've just added a whole bunch of weight. This has to be plugged in to work. Will not work off of batteries. So you got to have a power supply, which means you're going to have to either travel with a battery or some kind of a power supply with you.
W7MPC.
Oh, look at that. W7MPC K6UDA. How you doing this morning? And
Well, I'll be darned. K6UDA, W7 Mike Tango Charlie out of Boise, Idaho. Hey, is it Robert or Bob?
it is Bob. Only my mother calls me Robert, or called me Robert.
Okay. Hey, I'm honored. Actually, I've seen your videos, and when I have nothing to do, I'll turn on YouTube and catch a lot of that stuff. So hey, good job on those. And of course, I like the babes you bring on there too. So that's great. What's new down there? I'm up in Idaho.
We're trying to get out of here and come to Idaho. So that's kind of what's up. Actually, you're going to be on my live stream, which is right now on YouTube. So I hope you don't mind. Your call sign came across and it's live. So you can't do anything about it now.
Terrific. I see you've got a 705. Is that something new that you just picked up?
Yes. Today is really the first full day of having it. So guys, that's kind of what it sounds like. It sounds, if I plug this in, the mic becomes a speaker too.
Do we lose you in there?
Yeah, today is actually the first full real day of 705.
Oh, terrific. So what's your plans with Idaho?
Find a place and move there. We've been looking for close to a year now, but we want a little bit of property. Anyway, hey, Bill, we are live on YouTube, and I don't want to take the whole time up doing just a QSO, but let me say 7.3. I would love to talk to you again. Are you normally on this reflector?
Yeah, I'll check into it at least once a day. I met some friends up in Alaska, and yeah, I'm on it usually at least once a day. So you can try me direct too on my call sign if I'm linked in. So hey, thanks, Bob. 73. I want to talk to you again. W7 Mike Tango Charlie Clear.
All right, Bill. W7 MTC K6 UDA 73. We'll talk to you later. All right, guys. My first live QSO, I guess, on there. Let's see. What else do we got? Aloha from Todd. He's at Mona Beach at Magic Island. And I don't know where Magic Island is. I've heard of Mona Beach. Here's a tip. Fits great in the wine bottle pouches sold on Oh, look at that. Neil, thank you for that. Very, very cool. I will have to take a look at those. And Virginia, thank you, Virginia. Come to Oregon. It's nice here. You know what? It's nice there when it's not on fire.
Uniform Delta Alpha Station. This is ZS2 MIC. K6UDA. This is ZS2 Mike India Charlie. You still on frequency?
Okay. Here's what I really love about this. Didn't catch his call, so I go to CD here, pulls him up, find a microphone. ZS2 MIC K6 UDA. How you doing?
Hey, Roger, K6 UDA from ZS2 MIC. And yeah, first of all, you're talking to one of your fans from South Africa. And I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the call sign coming up on Reflector 14 Alpha. And I basically just connected. And yeah, the name here is Mike.
Guys, watch this too.
And again, I can't believe I saw your call sign on the dashboard here. Kilo 6 Uniform Delta Alpha. This is Zulu Sierra 2 Mike India Charlie.
All right, real good, real good. Doing a live stream right now on YouTube, and you're on it. So too late to say you don't want to be on YouTube because your call sign just showed up there. Anyway, great to talk to you. Thanks for the call. And if you're not doing anything, jump on YouTube and jump on the live stream. Anyway, I'm going to say 7.3, get back to the live stream there. K6 UDA on 14 Alpha.
I'm gone now. Beautiful little 705 you've got there. Wow. One of our friends also here in South Africa managed to get one. And we just talked about it now on HF on 40 meters. And we tried to make contact as well on DD mode on 40 meters. But unfortunately, we couldn't clinch the contact with 10 watts only. But I'll tell you what, beautiful radio and beautiful channel as always. Always nice to watch your videos. 73 from South Africa and to all your viewers as well. This is Zulu Sierra 2 Mike India Charlie and the name is Mike.
All right. Okay. I already said 73, so I'm gonna just kind of leave it at that. Come back to you guys here. So anyway, quick demo there. Like I said, with built-in Bluetooth, and I haven't even tried Bluetooth headphones. I haven't tried any of the Bluetooth stuff. I know on Androids, there's some programs that it'll interface with and do some very cool stuff. I would love to interface with a CW program and get and basically be able to use the phone as like a keypad, enter in some CW and have it translate out and send it out over here, and then maybe translate it back in, because I'm really, really weak on CW. Look at that flat-topped audio. OJ Jenkins, look at that flat-topped audio. Yeah, well, hey, it is digital. That was digital. So it does suck it up a little bit. Not smart. Hands shake a bit. Who is best at making up the cables? I've got friends that are smarter than me that can make up cables. Let's see. Another way of charging my radio is with a jumper. Yeah. Here's something that I use when I travel. This is called an OmniCharge. This thing is freaking awesome. And I will pull off the that, and let me find a USB cable. Plug this back in here. And plug it in here. Now, my OmniCharge here, this little tiny, that does AC, it'll do 110 stuff. It does USB, it'll do USB C, it'll do all kinds of cool stuff. So that is now charging, and we can see what the draw is on this. Right now, it is taking in It's putting out 6.43 watts, 74 degrees, 40.425 watt hours. And I'm not going to refocus the camera on that thing. But anyway, more options for charging these things in the field. That's something you'll never get. The ability to charge this radio, this Zyju radio, or my KX3. I will never, ever be able to charge those using a USB only. And when I travel, remember, I'm traveling light, guys, and you will be too if you travel. Now, look, if you don't travel and you don't go outside and you don't do any of that stuff, yes. Would you be better off at that point, or cheaper off, let's say, buying a 7300 or a 9700 or a 7100? Yeah, you would be cheaper off. But if you want to expand your operating abilities, definitely. Let's see. Oh, we got another one here. Again, from Christiana. Very, very cool. Klamath Falls has no fires. Thank you. Been looking also in the Rogue River area. But you know what? The wife kind of is looking more towards Idaho. So we're looking a little bit more towards Idaho right now. Again. Pump up the audio. I did. Fruit Loop says pump up the audio. Pumped up the audio. It is there. Let's see. Radio that charges off of USB. Never thought I'd see the day. Ethan, to me, that is almost worth the price of admission right there. That and to have basically a world class, let me go back here, almost a world class type radio that charges off of USB is kind of crazy, don't you think? It's revolutionary. Woo, revolutionary. You know, kind of also gives me an opportunity to talk to you guys about what's going on in ham radio. Remember, three, 750,000-ish ham radio operators, probably a couple of million worldwide. So manufacturers for that type of a market, excuse me, I got like itch all over, nose hairs, old man shit. Yeah. Oops, swear barrel. Anyway, the technology is slower coming into ham radio because the sales are much lower. Ask a small manufacturer like James Hannibal, Quirky QRP, and things like this. You know, it does take him time and energy to design this stuff, to think it up, and to what happened, and to think about and to design it, build it, test it, everything. And he's not selling thousands of these things, and he's not getting rich, even off of something like this that is very, very inexpensive. And I mean, I love this as a portable keyer. Man, put that thing on your finger and go to town. I love it. So technology is much slower to hit things like ham radio. But when we get it, when we get things like this, Guys, I think of this, once I get a 100-watt amp plugged into this, I think of this as my 7300 and my and a 9700, which I don't have, combined all in one, that does more than either one of those two radios does by itself. Plug my 500-watt amp into it, and I'll bet I could put 200 or 300 out. Let's just see. Up. I'm going to come back over here. Ethan, thank you for the super chat. Bob just moved from Portland to Post Falls. Would love to have you. Great stream. Thank you, Ethan. I would love to be there. I'm just looking forward. You know, here's the thing, guys. We are, and let me go back to camera 2. We're going into high gear selling this place. We tried it my way, not doing anything, and we didn't get any offers. Well, we had a bad agent, fired that agent. He's gone now. Just hired a new agent who was like, "Hey, spend this money, do this." And so this weekend we're doing all this. We're putting in granite countertops and we're doing all these little things. She expects the house is going to sell very, very quickly after we do her little mini makeover, which means, for all intents and purposes right now, I'm going to be homeless in the next 45 days. So it's really cutting into my building videos. I know. I hope you guys stick with me. I hope I will do these kinds of things as often as I can. I might have to do them off of a laptop. I don't know. We'll see. All this is going to come down here, I think, in the next couple of weeks. If the house sells, we go into high gear. I'll lose all my antennas. My home station will be done for a while. Will the 52, Kent, will the 52 charge off a USB also? Kent, I don't know. That remains to be seen if it will or won't. If it will, that would be very, very cool. It is high time that the amateur radio world got with, got with the times. I would love to not have to buy an extra charger, a drop-in charger for one of these. I would love not to have to carry its own little wall wart thing to charge it with one of these, and to be able to use the same thing that I charge all my camera batteries off of when I'm on the road, or in the house for that matter. Let's see. Walter, 73 from Brazil. 5 or 6 power banks that I use for hotspots. Can these be used to power the 705? Yeah, if they're USB power banks, yep. John, you can. You can, well, I don't know if you're going to be able to power it. Good. Here, let's plug this in over here. So it has fullish power. Let me get a longer cable here. Plug this in over here into the back. We'll go back to camera number 1. We'll take the full power cable out. We'll run that in, and you see, yep, the little charge light did come on here, so it is charging off of USB. Now, let's do something revolutionary. Oh, look at that! The battery is out. It's still on, and it is fully powered off of USB. Let's see if I could transmit. Will it transmit? Nope, it's not giving me enough power to transmit off of USB only. But now, yep, as soon as I plugged the battery in, it had enough power. But it does have enough to keep it on. And it is charging from the USB. It does not give it enough to do 10 watts out on USB. So if you want to be able to do your 10 watts, you're going to have to plug it in. And I've got this plugged into, this cable is plugged into my power supply, which is running all the radios in the shack. 705 be available from Amham. Here late, when will the 705 be available and in stock? It is available now. I don't know who has it in stock. I imagine most of the ones that are coming in, now are probably spoken for in the first batch. That happened with the so that happened with and if you're on the stream and you're trying to get in here, put your call out and tell me it's for me. Otherwise, I'm going to keep talking to you guys because we've already had a QSO and I don't need to just jump on there and have QSOs for the sake of doing that. And what the hell was I saying? Now I forgot. Most of them are probably spoken for right now. Some of them aren't. My brother Bernard, we understand if I have to cut back on production while I'm relocating. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. Have to check on the wattage on the USB port. Yeah, you see, here's my only problem is I don't know how to go from a USB cable to this. We already know right now that we already know that there's not enough power for me to transmit, or at least at 5 watts. I might be able to transmit at a half a watt. I don't know. Let's see. Who else is in there? Sicaris, iPower, Zygu, G90 with a USB battery bank. It's enough to receive, not enough to transmit. It's doable, just not ideal. Does that charge the batteries on the Zygu, or does the Zygu have internal batteries? I know this one, not that one. I know this one does, but it does not have anywhere to plug in a USB cable. So there's no USB charging in the proper sense on the Zygu radio. Let's see. Got on now. Sorry, peeps. What radio is that? Well, this is the new Icom IC-705. And you're going to have to just come back through to see all the other cool things that it does. So what other cool stuff do you guys want to see, as we're doing our first look here of this radio? I wanted to get on a little bit early because I've got to go. I got to go to the hardware store today and pick up a bunch of plumbing stuff because we're putting in new sinks. We're new everything this weekend. I've got the counter guys are coming, and then I've got to do all the plumbing behind them. So I've got to go get all my plumbing parts today. Let's see. Weird. I saw you key up on my Pi-Star dashboard. I did. If you are on 14 Alpha, I'm on there. Go ahead, let me know you're on there, and you can ask a question live if you want, or give me a whatever feedback you've got. Been delivering in the USA from Kent, my buddy Kent, who is the master of ceremonies for the Dstar HF net. And Kent, I already did a Dstar HF demo on here, so I kind of showed that it does transmit, but I'm on a mag loop antenna on 5 watts. I don't think the chances of you and I having a QSO are very good. At least not right now. Let's see. I will use my 18 amp LiPo battery that are used to power caddies. I have to run an FT 818 all day. Yeah, well, Chris, if you've got the battery and you're going to haul it with you, perfect. You could power this thing. You could power this thing all day, just like your 818. Guys, remember, and this is. I'll go off to camera. Camera one is all screwed up, not working. I have to turn it back on. We'll turn camera one back on. We'll see if camera one is working now. Not yet. Hello, camera one. It's locked up. So camera one is locked up. I'll turn it off for the moment. Gotta love live TV, huh? You know what? 97 people on the stream. 89 thumbs up. Can we make it 98 thumbs up or 100 thumbs up? Come on, guys. Give me a thumbs up. I'll put a picture of the radio. That'll be better. That's better than me. So there it is. If you haven't seen it, the 705, and I know nobody else has done this. Perfect fit for the Elecraft KX3. They are the same form factor. If you haven't seen that yet. But if you want your PX3 next to it, the KX3 now I got to have wires between them. And I got all my band scopes and all my scopes right there in the display of the 705. Does that alone make the 705 better than the KX3? No, certainly doesn't. And if you've got a KX3, it is one of the best radios out there. It has one of the best receivers on the market. But it's 10 years old. I bought this thing almost 10 years ago, and I've been adding to it ever since. I've got well over $3,500 into a KX3, a PX3, and a 100-watt amp. That's $3,500 right there, or more. I don't know. So for those of you saying that this is not worth $1,300, if you're an adventurer, if you're serious about your adventure ham radio, and you think that this is worth it, I think that this is also worth it every bit. I think this is worth it. The KX3 is absolutely worth every penny I paid for it. The PX3, $500 is worth every penny I paid for it. Put it all together. I think for me personally, it was worth it. Do I think this is worth it? So far, I think this is absolutely worth it. This has far exceeded my expectations of what I expected I'm really, really happy. Go back to camera 2. Where'd you say I bought my... Okay. Isario. Where did I buy my IC-705 from? You could buy them from every manufacturer. Pick your favorite. Pick your favorite manufacturer. HRO is a favorite of mine. I have bought, let's see. HRO MTC, I believe, has them. Gigaparts has them. I think DX Engineering might have them. L&M Electronics, I think. L&R or L&M Electronics has them. Pick your retailer, man. There's a ton of them out there, and definitely, they will definitely have them for you. Or they'll be able to order them, and you'll get on the next shipment. Need more light on the radios. All right, I will turn up the lights. I didn't want it to get... Let's see. I could turn up the lights. Man, but you see... Then on me, it's like really, really hot. But, okay. So, yeah. That's what you get to see, Kent. Is that enough light for you, Kent? That's why I don't turn up the lights all that much. I turn them down a little bit. Because we get so much glare off of everything. There's a fine, fine line in the world of YouTube and everything else. Let's see. Have fun. Hello from Denver. Cool. What kind of mic plug does it have? The mic plug on this, and let me go back here, is this will have also a speaker mic. So you can, now the mic is in the speaker. K6GDA on 14 alpha testing. So now mic is on my speaker, but it is this little mini, I forget what they call these things. It's a 4-pin. Come on, focus, focus, focus. The smaller one for the mic. So, it's 2.5 millimeter plug. Chris, thank you. 4-pin 2.5. Let's see. Where did I buy it? I ordered, when they first came out, I ordered this from Icom. So, I don't know. Whatever retailer they sent it out to me. I ordered that thing and paid for it months ago. Probably 4-5 months ago. 5, maybe 6 months ago. I don't know. So that's when I bought mine. So they had my money for 5 or 6 months. Move the mat and the radio left where my HT is. Okay. You mean there? Is that what you want to see? Guys, there's a method to my madness. There definitely is a method to my madness. I do these things I put things where they are for a reason. Let's see. Hi, Bob. Just got mine today. So, Eamon, he just got his today. Need more vids like mine. Yeah, I'll be doing some proper videos of this. Like I said, I wanted to share this with you guys, answer questions that you guys have that I have right now, because I've got literally a couple of hours playing with this thing right now. I haven't really dug into it at all. Maybe I should jump ship, leave California, move to Idaho too. Yeah, well, you know what? The rest of California is. So why not you two? Hey, Bob, hope everything is well. Mark is waiting for his 705. Do I have the Bluetooth PTT separate button accessory? No. Didn't know that they made a separate button accessory for it. Didn't order it. Don't have it. I'm not a huge keyer of PTTs. Here's what I would love to see. This, and this is in my wish bucket for any developers that are out there. You see this right here? That's my dummy load. 5-watt dummy load that I can plug onto whatever. It's got its own little BNC connector. How cool would it be if you had something like this that was like a little Wi-Fi signal, and that little Wi-Fi signal would, match 50 ohms, blah, blah, blah. And you had a little Wi-Fi receiver on the other end, or another little Wi-Fi transceiver on the other end, hooked up to your antenna. And then you can have this with no wires, just like this. No wires, no power leads, you can have your finger, your finger key if you want, or a key, but you could sit there in a lawn chair or on a rock or whatever, and not have to worry about pulling a cable over to you and operate. How freaking cool would that be over Wi-Fi, using the Wi-Fi on here? Now, guys, all these things that I keep coming up with, they don't exist yet. I just use my imagination and go, what if? What if? And somebody out there is smart enough to make those what ifs happen. They are. I'm not. Hello from Russia. Let's see. Hello from Russia. Y705 with PA is better than a 7300, you said. Because it does more. It does more than both the 7300 and the 9700. It does it in a portable package, and hook it up with a power amp, and it brings both it does. Here's a big one for me. Dstar over HF. Huge. Portable in my hand here. I can pick this thing up. Let me just unplug everything from it. And all I have on here is a microphone right now. That's it. K6UDA on 14 alpha. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Guys, there it is. No wires. And for short distances, there you go. No wires and everything works. WN3Y K6UDA, thanks. Let me get back to the live stream here, and maybe we'll chat a little bit later. Oh, very cool. Well, if you have a question or something you want to ask on the air right now, go ahead. Okay, guess not. Guess not. K6UDA clear. All right. Very, very cool. So, other things. Icom makes a backpack for this. I didn't order one. I am backpack rich. I have tons of backpacks. I actually have a photography backpack that this fits into perfectly. So I don't know if I'm going to order the Icom. The Icom gives me the ability to operate backpack, and with this speaker mic, this thing, I could stick this all in. I could stick it away, lock it down, put it in a backpack, and all I need is this to have a QSO. And put the antenna, put a little man pack antenna on there. And there's Kent. Kent, go ahead. K6UDA.
I guess I'm delaying. I was trying to myself key up, but I didn't. Congratulations on your radio. Seems like a great radio. Mine will be here tomorrow.
Well, fantastic. And thanks for the call from 2,200 miles away. I'm going to get back to that and get back to the stream now. K6UDA. So, guys.
And the 52 is supposed to charge from the USB port. That's one of the advertised better upgrades on the 52. K24KK, Aiken, South Carolina, clear.
All right. Well, you heard it from Kent. He's one of the guys in the know. The ID52 supposedly going to charge off the USB also, which would be a big deal. I think we'll start seeing that coming out in a lot of newer radios. That'll be something that, if it is important. Now remember, guys, a few years ago, DMR radios came out with the little color screens, and people liked them. They were easy to see. Kenwood then came out with a color screen, and everybody liked it, and they even paid $500 and $600 for their Kenwood radios. Now we see Yaesu's come out. They've got the replacement, I guess, for the FT2, the FT3 color screen, beautiful color screen. Now Icom comes out with the ID52 color screen. Let's just see if people really like the USB charging and demand that from other manufacturers as something that we like, because I'll tell you what, it is super, super convenient. Most of us are already traveling with a USB cable already. How easy is it to say, you know what? Now I need to plug in my radio and charge that overnight or whatever. Really, really easy, really convenient. I like it. That's a big deal. Let's see. Tracer here. Let's see. I like the radio. I have a 51, 7100, 9700, 7610. Bought both the 9700 and the 7610 when they first came out. Paid a premium. Yeah. And that's what happens. You know, for me, I pay the premium. I buy things on opening day and pay the big dollars so you guys can see this stuff. That's why I do it. Otherwise, and I don't do it with every single radio that comes out. I borrowed an FTM 300, which is here. I borrowed my friend's. Well, you see, you can't see it because it hasn't come out yet. And to do a review. So I've got an FTM 300 for those of you wanting to see a review on that. I would say that radio might be one of the best kept. Oh my God. Can you guys hang on for just a quick second? Somebody's at my door. Hello. I am. Okay, I'm on a conference call right now, so. I'll change your card. I'm just going to verify measurements up there. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Did I lose everybody? 114 people. No, I got 114 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down, 102 people on the stream right now. And that was a roofer that's coming to look and give me a bid on doing the roof. Let's see, what else is here? That is a microphone for, I don't know what radio that's for. Oh, that's for my Zyju 5105. Let's see, 115 thumbs up. Man, that is freaking awesome, guys. Thank you. Let's head down the way there. Haven't noticed a drift. Let's see. I think I can do that, Bob. Mark. I think so. You can do that. It's called an RSBA1 software. I think that's what you're talking about. Okay. Well, if I could do that, that would be awesome. I haven't seen the RSBA1 software. As a matter of fact, manuals does come with tons of manuals here. Notice DBoss, can't read that. Manual Blasico, can't read that one either. And a basic manual, I can read that, but I won't. I just play with this stuff, dude. Let's see. Hello from the Netherlands. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. Thinking of using the 9700 for 1296 EME. Drift is a no-no. Yeah, now that's something I've never gotten into, is 1200 megahertz. I had a 9100 for several years. So, kind of is what it is. Any difficulty connecting to an amp? From Bill. Bill, I haven't connected it to an amp yet. I have to make up a cable to do that. So I will let you know. That'll be coming up in a future video. Let's see. Why not do it the way the soldiers carry it? Why not? Hey, I'm in favor of that. Let's see. BVS guy. Looks like a diplexer is needed to operate VHF HF and VHF, only one antenna jack. Yeah. Well, that is true. There is only one antenna jack, and I currently only have, one antenna jack on my KX3. But as you could see, it is configurable. I can put the 2 meter antenna on here if I wanted to put a 2 meter deal. So, in Elecraft puts their stuff together. If you want filters, you buy filters, you put filters in. This is an a la carte radio. Icom has gone the route of they have designed the radio they think will fit the most people, and you can get the other accessories or other things that you want to do. Now, honestly, do I operate HF and VHF all at the same time? No. Well, and yes, I do. But that's what, if I want to operate both at the exact same time, I'm going to carry an HT with me. And then I'm done. Let's see. Why not USB-C? Micro USB is terrible. I agree. That was something that I kind of thought when I saw it. God, why didn't they do USB-C? Everybody's going with USB-C now. But here's the thing. Micro USB is cheap. They probably were able to do that for, if they save a buck on their radio. Hey, you know what? That's another buck they make, or it doesn't cost as much. Let's see. I wonder if 10 Tech will have something out soon. From David Kerr. You know what? I don't know. I haven't seen much from 10 Tech in a long time. Kent, Diamond MX62 duplexer. Okay, well there you go. The duplexer from Diamond. You can get that. How did I make that contact with a dummy load? Well, good question, Terry. How do you make a contact with a dummy load? What the dummy load does is this is keeping the circuit happy inside the radio. Does the radio still radiate anything here? You could see that's a 50 ohm dummy load. Does it still radiate anything? Yeah. And it's radiating to a radio that is literally about 3 feet away. If I take this into the next room, it's not going to hear it. It won't hear it. But right here, it works just fine. There's actually, Terry, there's not a whole lot of difference between that dummy load and this dummy load here. These things are very inefficient antennas. So, not a whole lot of difference. Let's see. Hotspot is 2 feet away from Kent. Yep. There you go. That's it. The radio is still going to radiate something. And the dummy load is still going to radiate something. It just closes the circuit so it's not transmitting out and going, out into the air and saying, ooh, I'm very unhappy. Good vibes from Graham. Thank you, Graham. let me come back up to camera 2 here. Mainly operates 6 meters and up. Weak signal, love 2 meter SSB and tropo. Do 2 meter EME right now. Mary, I wouldn't even know where to aim the antenna, but it will do 2 meter EME. It will do 2 meter sideband. Let's see, Bubba from my brother Bubba. Oh, thank you so much. Holy crap. Bubba Warbucks, you'll probably net $10 out of this super chat. 73N4QM. Yeah, maybe. I think they do probably take half of it. YouTube kind of sucks in a way. But then again, if you guys really want to contribute to the cause, I do invite you, please check out my PayPal. And it is, God, what is it? Let me find it here. It is somewhere in here. I'll just put it up. Why not? Bubba Warbucks, subscribe, PayPal. There it is. If you guys, I'll collect almost all that. PayPal doesn't take very much of that at all. And if it sits in my PayPal account and I use that to pay my bills or a bill, they don't take any. So I get all that money. So, but thank you, Bubba. Thanks so much. Transverters are drifty. Okay, we're not going to... I'm getting into somebody else's conversation. Hey, Bob, with the hotspot, I believe you can work the 705 on Fusion. Yes, I can. Because I can cross mode just like I've cross moded my D74. I can go on and I can cross mode. I put the hotspot, put my open spot in cross mode from Dstar to Fusion, and this will then work on Fusion. But why do that when I've got a Fusion radio right here? Let's see. Bubba Warbucks. Keep up with the interesting content. Thank you, Bubba. Thank you so much. Thanks for the explanation from Terry. And from Stephen, very interesting in one. It'll happen. I think I need to sell a bit of stuff to make the wife happy. Yeah. Guys, I got a feeling after some testing with this, this and this are going to be for sale. And you probably wouldn't be able to touch either one for the price I'll sell it for. And that's an excellent QRP radio. Very, very good QRP radio. Steven is a Patreon member. Thank you so much for doing that, Steven. That is awesome. Let's see. Computer does the aiming. Mary, send me an email and tell me how that all works. Either that or maybe one of these streams. Maybe I get you on the Skype and have you come in and kind of do a demo. I would love to try EME, and I guess you don't really need to see the moon to talk to the moon. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see, from Herv. Hello to you. And Herv is a shortwave listener. Very, very cool. Remember, guys, these things also make wonderful shortwave devices. You can always listen to your favorite shortwave stuff on there. Let's see. Have I played with invisible antennas? Look it up. Someone has experimented with it. Dave, it doesn't surprise me. I can't be the first guy in the history of the world to think of doing a wireless antenna kind of a thing. Could never pay. Bill could never pay $1,300 for a 10-watt QRP rig. You can buy a 7300 for less. Bill, we've already gone through that. And if a QRP rig is not for you, then it's not for you. If you're not going to operate on the road, if you're not going to operate from remote locations, and you can afford to bring a suitcase full of gear with you, including a battery and a power supply, by all means, you're correct. But you can't touch any of these for portability, for being able to throw it in a backpack, go up to the top of a mountain, be able to throw it in the saddle or the rear bag of my motorcycle, and be able to take off and do motorcycle camping and string up a little piece of wire and be able to operate. Being able to take this along with this and operate anywhere, and in that same category, if I don't have an HT with me, to be able to use this radio and get on with my hotspot, talk to the repeaters back home, talk to my friends back home, be able to push the button here and go, oh, I want to go to 40 meters. I want to be able to go to, you know what? Let's listen to aircraft bands and listen to some aircraft traffic right there. Being able to do all this, remember, my friends, without a wire hooked up to this thing, just by itself. 20 meters, I don't know, or go back to my, hang on, go back here where I have an antenna, come back here where I have hotspot. Just, there's so many things I could do. Let's see. So anyway, Bill, if being able to take it with you very easily in a backpack and light and go operate wherever you want is not important to you, by all means, don't do a QRP rig. Any QRP rig. Dave Gregory, what I mean is laser beam radiate a signal like a normal long wire. Ooh, interesting concept. Never thought of that. Use an 891 for QRP and portable operations. Does everything you need it for. That's fine, except I don't think that 891 will operate on internal batteries, will it? Maybe it does. I don't know. And if so, that's perfect. If you're happy with it, beautiful. Let's see. I was the net controller in Dutch. I will let you. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I was the net controller in Dutch amateur radio, 80 meter round. There was 2 with the new Icom 705 with QRP. They were S8, readable in a very crowded 80 meter band. Nice 73. Yep. It's all in the antenna, guys. A lot of this is antennas. Let's come back. Would I choose this for remote in the Jeep and in the RV as an all-around rig to replace the Yaesu 400DR and 7300 at home? It depends. Trevor, that depends. And it really depends upon what you have already, what you want to buy, how you want to use it. I have all but replaced my KX3 in the motorhome with a 7300 right now. I did that a couple of years ago. And I did that because the 7300 was one box that sits on top of my little desk in the motorhome. I don't have a picture of it real handy or I'd show you. It's clean. It works. It's nice. I sit there and I do HF with it. Same thing that I do with the KX3 because I don't have a 2-meter module in the KX3. But if I want to go on, say, one of my scuba trips where I'm going to, let's say, Belize or Mexico, and I'm packing everything in a suitcase and a backpack, and I've got a backpack that I am bringing my radio, my antenna, and cameras with that is going to be on me, that would generally be the KX3 by itself. Let me just change cameras. That was always the KX3 without the PX3. So it was just that. Just that. Now I can bring a 705 that has everything that this has, plus Dstar HF, plus what else? 2 meters, 440, Dstar, built-in GPS, and Wi-Fi, built-in Wi-Fi for all that future expansion. The ability to charge it off of a USB cable that I'm already bringing to charge batteries and other stuff, my phones, batteries, all that stuff. I can now charge this radio with that one cable. So to me, and once I get my 100-watt amp, once I get that 100-watt amp hooked up with this, I will then be able to bring that into my motorhome. Put this on the desk, and yes, I would now have one extra box on there, but I can operate 2-meter, 440, Dstar, and HF at 100 watts with one radio. I think that is going to replace my 7300, to be honest. I think once I've got the bugs worked out, 7300 is for sale. The 7100 is I got to send it in, get the finals replaced, but I think that might end up being going. The KX3 may be going. I don't know. We'll see. I got a lot of radios sitting around here. I'm radio rich. Let's see. What I choose? So hard to say. I won't get rid of my Yaesu FTM 400 in favor of a 705. Different kind of a radio. And the biggest thing is a very small remote head on, let's see, is camera 1 working? Is camera 1 gonna work? Oh, camera 1 is back. Hey, there we go. Camera 1's back. FTM 400, small remote head, mounts on the dash. It does APRS. Huge deal for me when I'm on the road is APRS. Icoms do DPRS, but I communicate 2 ways on APRS, and that's just easier. Let's see. Greg, gotta go. I will let you real licensees chinwag. Okay, and then Greg has to go. Greg, thanks for being part of the stream there. The 891 does not have a battery from Danny. Okay, so right off the bat, your 891, you're going to bring a battery with you, which is not a big deal. You can bring a battery with you. I would probably end up bringing some kind of a battery with me on most occasions other than soda. I think soda, if I'm backpacking in and I'm carrying shit up the side of a mountain, I'm going to forego the extra battery. Just am. Or I might bring the Omni Charge with me. That would be about it. Let's see. Have a new portable G90 for 3 days and sold it. Had a corrupt, okay. I'm not going to say that the G90 is bad per se. I'm going to say you might have got a bad one. You might have got, I don't know. I can't speak to that. But the G90 and the X5105 are in a totally different class of QRP radio. Remember, a lot of this is going to be in the receiver, and you want to have the best possible receiver you can have in a QRP radio. Because other guys, chasers, if you're doing soda, they're specifically looking for you. They know your QRP. They know your low power. They generally have better antennas. They're running better antennas. A G90, 5105, while they are great extra or starter QRP radios, it's a great radio to see if you even are interested in QRP work, because you're not going to have a ton of money into it. If you're serious about it, if you really want to make the contacts and you want to hear people, it doesn't hold a candle to the KX3. It just doesn't. The Icom, the 705, I think is, and I haven't done a head-to-head comparison test, but this is got a little bit better noise reduction on it that I've seen this morning on one band, one frequency than this. This has so much more in the way of functionality than this does that it more than makes up for the receiver end. And they're very comparable in price. Very comparable. So if you're serious about your QRP, there's really now 2 games to, well, maybe 3, I guess. The Yaesu 818 is a contender. I don't really consider the 818 as a big leap forward. I wouldn't buy one because, number one, that tiny little display is freaking useless to me, and it just is. I am not an 818 fan or an 817 fan.
I'm loving the IC-705 video. Good job, man.
G6. Whoop. Hey, thanks for the shout there on YouTubers. K6UDA. Let's see. 73 speak soon.
Any way I can buy one of these and give you a referral credit?
I wish. No, I don't get anything. But it's a great thought. Thanks. Let's see. Other stuff. We got 90 people on the stream, 139 thumbs up. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It is 12:18 right now. How about using... Yep. Charles, we have been talking about that for the better part of this stream. I have my KXPA 100. I am currently working on getting a cable made up that goes from the PA output here, or the input from ALC to the switch radios to the small jack on there, the 1/4-inch jack on there. Once I get that cable made up and that is all working, I should have a working amp and be able to put out 100 watts on this thing. Let's see. And the tune, yes, and then I will have a tuner also, so I can use a regular long wire on my motorhome and call it good. Let's see. Fixed it after 10 times. Terrible firmware update. Yeah, firmware updates are notoriously nail biting. Let's just say they're nail biting for anything. Let's see. The 817 was the trailblazer for newer QRP rigs. Dale, it was. The 818 actually was a trailblazer. I tried one. My uncle, K7LQL, W7LQL, Fred, he had an 817 for years. I tried it, did not like it. I wasn't a fan. And we're not all fans of every radio we try. I wasn't a fan of Yaesu radios up until the FTM 400 and the FT3. Those are the first two Yaesu radios I've had in a long time. The FT 101 is a new one that I would consider, and because they've changed some of the way that they've done things. Let's see. Hello from Eastern Idaho, getting my first radio and running a 7100. Lots to learn. Yeah, they are. There's a ton of stuff to learn. From Randall, hello. Thank you guys for that. Any other questions, comments, anything for... man, we have been going now. We've been going strong for a long time. It's been 2.5 hours. It has been a long stream. Should we call it a day? I do. I need to. Guys, thank you so much for being on the stream today, for hanging out with me and checking out my new little toy here. Let's put up all the graphic stuff here. Let's get first of all, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, and the bell notification right next to it. That'll let you know supposedly when I put out new videos, and it'll tell you when I do my live streams, which are most every Thursday at 11 a.m. Today, though, I started early because I knew I was packed with stuff. Let's see. That one comes out. Remember, I am on Patreon, so you can definitely hit me there on Patreon. And we'll get rid of that one. The PayPal, again, if you want to help out with the cause. And you know what? From time to time, I do give away some of my old radios, but it helps me buy the radios. It helps me buy all the equipment it takes to do all of this production in there. So, you know what? It isn't just, I'm just not going out and buying pizza with it. My patrons, thank you guys so much. You guys are the backbone of this whole operation there. For those of you that want to email me a question, comment, suggestion, K6UDARadio@gmail.com. And I do have a P.O. Box. It is P.O. Box 584, Penryn, California, 95663. If you want to send me stuff. I love getting stuff other than bills in the mail. I think that is it, my friends. Yes, Kent, I did put an SD card in it, as you could see. Oh, hang on. Switch cameras. I do have an SD card in it. I did. Oh, yeah. You know what? Hang on. Let's do this. Got a dummy load on it before we go. And you know what? Before we go, I do have a couple of other quick little things here. Look at this. Oh, come on. I had one programmed in here, and now it's not in here. Record, set, no. So anyway, let's do this. Sideband, yep, I got one.
CQ. K6UDA Kilo 6 Uniform Delta Alpha calling CQ 40 meters QRP and listening.
So, that's into a dummy load, so it wasn't going out. But, so you can record all kinds of cool stuff on there. It is very, very cool. One other thing I wanted to talk about. The microphone on this. I am pleasantly surprised with this, honestly. Right now, that's the output that you're hearing is on the microphone. It is better output on the speaker, of course. It's a bigger speaker. But the microphone, I can control the A and the B on the radio sometimes. And yep, you can control up and down A and B in, I guess, whatever modes. Not that mode, obviously. I don't know, whatever. But it's well built. It has a nice swivel on it. It doesn't feel cheap. This does not feel like a cheap plastic microphone. It feels like a good, solid microphone. It's got a little bit of heft. It's tiny. It is tiny because when you're backpacking with it. You don't want a lot of bulk on you. You don't want a big giant police size microphone. I did want to say that because that was kind of a big thing. Let's see. From Buck, he sees a 705 in his future. 705 owner on 30C jammed his in sideways. Great. I will say getting your SD card in and out of this is not, let's see, is it on this side? Yeah, it is not the easiest thing. That is a tight fit there to get the SD card in and out. But right now I've got a 32 gig card in there. I'm going to replace it with a 8 gig card. It'll read faster. Let's see. Suggest the first new thing owners do is update the firmware version before beginning configuration or programming. Is there new firmware out there? I don't know. If there is, I'll have to go look. Let's see. Thank you. All right, guys. Like I said, it has now been, let's see, 10, 11, 12, 2.5 hour stream. Holy crap. That is a record long stream for me. I will start working on some videos on this thing. Thank you so much for being part of this. And thanks for hanging out with me, bearing with me. I will see you guys on the next one. I'm Bob, K6UDA. I'm out. See ya, 7-3.